Plug this in here. There we go. Hello, hello, hello. I hope that y'all are well. Come on in, come on in, come on in. Come on in, come on in, come on in. I hope that y'all are well. Happy Monday. And put a 1 in the comments if you can hear me clearly. Oh, let me put this side on there. Hey, Joseph, how are you? Awesome. All right, let me put this in the comments. What the live title is going to be. Hey, love. Come on in, come on in, come on in. Happy Monday. Let me fix my hair because I don't like that. Let me know in the comments where you're watching from. Today we're talking about the winning recipe of regulation, relationship, and revenue. This is how you're going to be able to continuously make money during what appears to be an economic crisis, okay? So I'm going to support you in giving you everything that you need on today. So, hi from the UK. So if you know someone who is in business, hey Callie, if you know someone who is in business, go ahead and send them this. This is for women who are business owners, powerhouse businesswomen, ambitious creative leaders. This one is for you. Hey Aaron. This one is for you. We're talking about the winning recipe of regulation, relationship, and revenue, because there is a connection. So in the midst of everything that's happening in the form of economic crisis, you still should be able to make money. Because there's still multiple ways for you to make money. And I saw one of my friends make a post, who used to be my coach and my friend, and she's also my friend, and she was saying, like, it's the easiest time to be making money right now. It is really the easiest time to make money right now. You just have to make sure that you have everything you need and that you're in alignment, because it really makes a difference. And a huge part of that is understanding the process of regulation, understanding the process of what relationship needs to look like, and then also understanding how you can bring in more revenue. So I'm going to give you, I want to say it's about 3 to 5 steps. No, actually, it's 5 steps. So I'm going to give you 5 steps that are going to support you literally in winning in this season. So if that is what you're prepared for, then get yourself prepared and get yourself ready. My name is Elle Antoinette. I am a feminine mastery architect. If you see me looking down, I'm always looking at my iPad. I'm a feminine mastery architect, and what I do is that I support my amazing clients who are women leaders. I support them in harnessing their feminine energy, mastering emotional intelligence in business, so that they can actually level up their creativity, up level their productivity, which puts them in position to have expansive growth financially when it comes down to business. So if you are wanting to expand financially in your business, then this is going to definitely be the live for you, because it's a little hard to do that when life seems to be chaotic and things tend to or seem to be all over the place. And for a lot of people who are living in the United States or even just across the world, it just kind of seems like everything is up in the air, and we all feel that something is near and something is coming, but there's not a lot of clarity on what it is. And so what I am here to do is support you in keeping your head down, keeping your head clear, so that you can have consistent cash flow. Because if you are filled with a bunch of what you're being told, if you are filled with a bunch of, bad programming, you're going to procrastinate, and you're going to put yourself in a position to where you won't be paid well. And so I am a huge advocate for women being paid well. So I'm going to give you these 5 things that are going to support you in being paid well, okay? In the midst of what people appear or think it's or believe to be economic crisis, okay? Because the reality is nothing is getting cheaper. Nothing is going to decrease So you need to level up and you need to increase your income. And so in order for you to be able to do that, these 5 things are really going to support you. All right. So I'm not going to waste a whole lot of time. I'm going to go straight and get straight into it. The first thing that's going to be very important, or the first element of the winning recipe of regulation, relationship, and revenue, is to regulate to reinvigorate. And what that basically means is you're going to harness calm for financial clarity. And this is what this looks like for you. This means that you're going to do the work to regulate your nervous system so that you can create a mental environment that is conducive, that is clear, that is strategic. It puts you in position to make I would say sound decisions financially, because in this space you have to be careful and you have to be intelligent about all of the things that you are investing in. Okay, even down to the food that you eat. I know people, think that might be so small. I'm barely doing this. Everything has a program in it. So if you're eating, again, if you're eating processed food all the time, if you're doing this and doing that, it throws your body out of balance, which makes it even more difficult for you to be able to cognitively function well, to be able to create from a very pure place. And I think a lot of women don't realize the consequence of not regulating your nervous system looks like stress-induced impulsivity. It looks like making hasty decisions, and it looks like you buying into things because you're emotional. This is what happened in 2020, while everybody bought up all of the tissue in the store, because there was no regulation of calm. There was no regulation of the nervous system to realize, hey, let me just get what I need instead of me going and buying everything up. People were listening to the fact that, oh, they're not going to have any more of this. They were operating from a space of lack. And when you operate from a space of lack, you make impulsive decisions because you don't really trust yourself, and you put all of your faith in whoever and whatever is talking to you at that moment. This is how a lot of women get caught up emotionally, because we're making emotional decisions that are permanent. Like getting married. Like getting married from an emotional place is not wise, and getting married solely because you have feelings and you love somebody, that's not a reason to marry someone. Marriage takes a whole lot more than love, which is why, again, your nervous system needs to be regulated so you are making wise decisions. A lot of us are not making decisions from a place of wisdom. We're making decisions from a place of just being emotional and feeling things, and your feelings are too fickle to lead your life. So the first thing that has to happen if you want to win, and when I say win, I'm speaking about in the area of being able to collect consistent revenue, you're going to have to start the process of regulating your nervous system. You're going to have to start the process of doing that so that you can make sound decisions and so you can capitalize on these moments. Because here's the thing. During every economic crisis that's happening in the world, people are making a whole lot of money over your head while telling you that there is no money. They are literally collecting checks, collecting everything. Hey, my love, over your head. They're just not telling you. You just don't have access to that room. And you don't have access to that room because you won't calm yourself enough to get clarity so you can even hear. And a lot of women have been asking me, what do I need to be doing in this season? What should I be doing, to be preparing and get myself ready for whatever is coming in XYZ? And I say the same thing all the time. Make sure you can hear. Make sure that your ears are clear so you actually can hear and you're not listening to the wrong thing and you're being misled, because it's very damaging and that's very, very dangerous. And you don't want to be in a position where you are not regulating and you're making decisions from that place of not being regulated, and you're making decisions that can shift your entire life. Because I keep telling y'all, the decisions you make, and I've been saying this since July, the decisions you make from July to December of this year are going to impact your next 20. There are decisions being made over your head right now that literally are going to impact the next 40 years on this planet. Decisions are being made for you. So if you don't take the time to figure out and be honest with yourself about what it is that you really want and the life that you really want, you're going to have to settle for the life that you're given, because you're not putting in any effort, any time, any energy, any attention into making sure that your life actually gets better, because you're not even regulating your nervous system. And I'm just telling you that society thrives off you being imbalanced and you being unregulated. That's why everybody and their mama is in therapy. That's why everyone and their mama have IBS issues and different things like that, and digestive issues because they're stressed. And that's the number one reason why women are literally number one when it comes down to being diagnosed with anxiety. There's also a connection with women, those same women having that anxiety and also having issues or symptoms like from the illness, the psychosomatic illness of IBS. These things are not coincidental. You got to be able to, again, and I've told you this before, hey, my love, you're sold a story on the regular. If you digest the wrong story, you can make yourself sick. And then you will depend on the person who basically made you sick to provide you with a solution. And that's what a lot of people are having. You're allowing yourself to digest a lot of fear-mongering programming. You're allowing yourself to be in spaces where you are exhausted to oblivion. And then you are going back and seeking solutions from the very people and the very situations in society that made you sick. Okay? And we have to stop doing that. And the first way that you stop doing that is to get regulated within your own body. And I know a lot of people tell you, last night I had a master class teaching women how to understand their nervous system. I had the class last night where I taught them how to understand the art and the science of calming your nervous system. And I also gave them the information so they can free themselves from the witchcraft that they put under themselves. Because what I need people to understand about witchcraft, because a lot of people talk about it but there's no clear understanding of what it looks like. Witchcraft is nothing but the ability to change your mind. The fact that we choose Sprite over water when our body clearly desires, wants, craves water is a form of witchcraft. We were tricked into believing that obeying your thirst and quenching your thirst actually comes from Sprite versus actually from water, which is what your body thrives on, which is what the majority of your body is made of. So we literally have been tricked into doing something completely opposite than what is natural to us. And I think people put a lot of woo-woo when it comes down to the elements of witchcraft, but that literally is the bottom line, just the ability to be able to change your mind. This is exactly what happens to people who lack belief, and how a believer can get caught up in a curse because someone says, oh, I curse you when I do this. You're cursed because you've come under that belief that you are cursed. So every single thing that happens after that, actually, that appears to be negative, that appears to be something that is, putting you in a bad position, you equate that to that curse, so you give it power. And I think a lot of women and a lot of people in general don't realize how easy it is to be out here practicing that and to be a victim of that by your own hand. A lot of our issues with our nervous system being unregulated and different things like that literally stem from the curses that we placed on ourselves by allowing ourselves to digest the wrong type of information, to digest things that are not true. And I broke down last night how there is a connection between the brain. I did it last week, I think, as well. There's a connection between the brain, your hormonal glands, okay, and then also your ovaries. And I talked about this probably last week, when I talked about the connection between brain, your hormones, and your ovaries, and how they keep your cycle and everything in balance. And when you believe something, and I told my clients this last night, and I gave them scientific proof, okay? I gave them scientific proof that you can rewire your entire brain and you can change the dynamics of your entire mind, okay, by believing the wrong thing. When y'all hear people say like, oh, this is how such and such helped me rewire my mind, you can allow yourself to experience so much negative things, so much abuse, and it rewires the way that your brain operates. And I don't think people realize the abuse that they subject themselves to by their own hand. When you allow yourself to consistently overthink and overexert yourself, that is a sign of lack of faith, lack of belief, because you are worried about it, and worry seeps to your bone marrow. Eventually it gets to your spleen, and that's the start of your stomach problems. That's the start of your symptoms where you're having issues with digestion and your constipation. It starts there. Your brain is connected to so many things we have no idea. The liver alone has over 300 functions in it. So if you are angry too long, or you allow resentment to sit in your body for such a long period of time, it will mess up your liver function. And once your liver starts functioning the way it's not supposed to, that can impact the way that you see, your vision. That can impact the way that you create, as in your womb, and you start having all these womb issues. These things are not by coincidence. The body is so intricate. Like, you don't even realize, like, I talk about this a whole lot with, left brain and right brain, right? So we know that right brain energy is the feminine energy. It's where your creativity, your nurture, your feelings, and all of those things are your imagination. And then you have the left brain energy, which is the masculine energy, where it's the logical thinking, the critical thinking, the analyzing, and all those things. But here's how complex the dynamics of your internal universe is that right brain controls, even though it's the feminine aspect, the right brain actually controls everything on the left side of the body. The left side of the brain actually is connected and controls things on the right side of the body. So you can think you know your body all day long, but you really don't know your innermost the way that you should. And because of that, you don't know what to protect. And so you don't protect yourself from bad programming or people always speaking negatively to you. That type of stuff rewires your brain. You talking crazy to yourself in private rewires your brain. It literally impacts the way that your mind operates. And I don't think that you really grasp how important it is to be able to keep your head, especially in the midst of economic crisis, because that's the only way you're going to be able to create and make more money. Like, complaining about not having or making money in your business, it's pointless. Because there are so many ways for you to be able to create income and make money in 2024. You're just not regulated enough, and so therefore you don't have the winning recipe. And like I said, neglecting your nervous system and the care of it can lead to impulsivity and stress, making hasty decisions, and you're going to miss a lot of potential financial things that are going to hinder your business. There are women making a lot of decisions out of desperation, and it's very dangerous. People are literally reaching for straws. They are reaching for straws. Everybody trying to spin the block and turn it around and do this and do that. And you're just allowing these people in your space, and you're not realizing that there are a lot more energy vampires and vultures and parasitic spirits that literally are are so elated and excited that you don't know your value. They're so elated and so excited at your desperation and at your panic and at your mindset of lack, because they understand that there is no lack, which is why they latch onto you and continue to latch onto other people. But if you don't understand your own value, if you don't get an understanding of the importance of why you should be protecting your nervous system, if you don't get into understanding why it tells you in scripture to guard your heart above everything else, you are going to be a victim. You're going to be prey. You're going to be prey. And the way society is going, that's not a position that you want to be in. So do your necessary work to regulate your nervous system, because that's going to be primary so that you can even focus, okay, on what it is that you actually need to be doing. The second thing that's very important, a part of this winning recipe of regulation, relationship, and revenue, is going to be your relationship with yourself. Hi, my love. Y'all, they are going to turn up the dial on telling you how much you don't matter and how terrible you are and how horrible you are. They're going to turn up the dial on these things because they need you in a space of extremely low value, low self-esteem. They need you to be in that space because you're in a space of struggle. And they want you to be in that space because if you don't know who you are, then you are more susceptible to listen to what other people tell you in regard to who you are. And because thank you so much for the follow, and because you are not clear on who you are, okay, you start adopting things or adapting things into your life experience that don't align with you. And then you start to realize as time goes on that these things don't work for you. You don't know why you're down. You don't know why you're depressed. You don't know because you are doing things that literally are not in alignment with you spiritually, mentally, emotionally. And now what you are feeling is a discomfort physically. Now what you are seeing is the discomfort socially with the people you're trying to connect with. Now you're seeing there's a disconnect with it financially because you're seeing that the money is not coming. See, money, and I explain this all the time, money follows the energy of an it girl. And you have to actually know that you are it, girl. You can't be desperate for it because money does not seek to be worshipped. Money does not seek to be chased. Money only wants to come to you and be in your hands when you know what to do with it. Not when you're afraid of it, not when you are obsessing over it, not when you're worshiping it. It's not interested and be in your hands when you know what to do with it. Not when you're afraid of it, not when you are obsessing over it, not when you're worshiping it. It's not interested. Sorry, my phone started ringing. It threw me off. You're not attractive to money. So money isn't interested in you. And because money isn't interested in you, you think and you get mad at everyone else outside of yourself when in reality, your ability to call money forth is literally according to the vibrational state that you sit in. If you sit in a state where you're constantly having conversations with, I don't have, I don't know how, and you're having breakdowns around this, it's because you don't really understand yourself and your own power. Your relationship with yourself is the most important thing because I'm telling you, society, I said they're going to turn up the dial with picking you apart. You're going to find yourself in a space where you're comparing yourself to other people. Stop doing that. Stop allowing people to tell you who you are and do your own investigation to find out who you are so that you can actually rise above what is happening around you. You feel like you're underwater because you refuse to rise up. You feel like you're drowning because you refuse to rise up. You're scared of what you're going to lose. You're scared that you're going to lose people. You're scared that you're going to, not have anybody. A lot of y'all are scared to make the amount of money you want to make because you're scared you're going to be alone. See, let's talk about it. A lot of women hold themselves back because they feel like they're going to be alone if they become great. If they begin to build financially and they become wealthy and do this on a financial tip, they stop themselves or they block themselves because they don't feel like A, they're worthy of it. This goes back to relationship. B, they don't think they're actually going to gain. They feel like they're going to lose too much more than they gain. And C, you're just simply afraid and you just don't want to step into the fullness of what that actually is going to look like. I've seen women do this when it came down to weight. Women are afraid to lose a certain kind of weight, lose a certain amount of weight because they're concerned about how people are going to respond to them and if they can even handle the response. There are a lot of things that really come into play here. This is why your relationship with yourself literally is the catalyst for your creative breakthroughs. When you know your value and you know yourself, you begin to realize and know you can create the life that you really want. But you will never be able to create the life you truly desire and that you want when you don't know yourself. People will only give you things that they believe that you should have, which is why the men in your life do you like that. This is why when you ask them to do things for you, they don't do exactly what you say because they want to keep you at bay, but they do something else to appease you, something else kind, which confuses you. It makes you feel like, well, at least they care. They didn't do exactly what I asked and I didn't get exactly what I wanted, but at least they made an attempt. You don't think people know what they're doing? You don't think people are very clear about how they can breadcrumb you and keep you around because they know that you don't understand your value? People are excited to know that you don't understand your value because they already know how to use you. They already know how to use you. But you make yourself available to be used. And here's the thing, like all of us want to be utilized, right? But nobody wants to feel used. But you position yourself to be used when you don't have a strong relationship with yourself. The relationship you have with yourself sets the tone that you have, sets the tone for any relationship that you have outside of yourself. If you have a piss poor relationship with yourself, I can guarantee you got a piss poor relationship with money. You probably got a piss poor relationship with food. You probably have a piss poor relationship with men. And you probably have a piss poor relationship in a lot of your community gatherings. Because your relationship with yourself lets people know, and it sends out a vibration to bring the same type of people into your space. That's why I don't be wanting to hear women when they say, oh no, I don't operate like this. I know she do that, but I don't really do that. Well, what's the common connection between you two? Because there's always some form of commonality when it comes down to relationships. Hi, love. Thank you so much. There's some form of commonality. So how are y'all relating? If you're not relating in this space, then how are y'all relating? Because it's some form of relating. Because literally, who you meet is another reflection of you. People are your mirror or your teachers. Sometimes both. Your children are both. Your children mirror you and they teach you. But a lot of hard-headed parents are too ego-driven to listen to the message because they're coming from children. Even though it tells you out of the mouth of babes, y'all don't want to hear your children because the children will actually tell the truth about you. And not only do they tell the truth about you, but they reveal to you exactly who you are. This is no different from the people who are in your life experience right now. Your friends reflect who you are. They're just a different angle of the mirror. The men that you choose are definitely a mirror to you. They're just a different angle of the mirror. So though you want to play yourself and say you don't know why, or tell yourself this lie, that you don't know why you keep attracting men who are narcissistic, or why you keep attracting people into your experience that use you, you make yourself available to be used because you have made yourself attractive to parasites. And how do I make myself, attracted? How did I make myself attracted to parasites? Because there's no standard for the relationship you have with yourself. You have no standards. You have no standards for yourself. Therefore, you have no standards for your business. You have no standards for the men that you deal with. You have no standards for your friendship. Baby, I got standards across the board. My first level of standards for people to even be a part of my life in the smallest way is you have to be self-aware. You have to be authentic. And you have to be accountable. If you lack any of those three, we ain't even gonna be cool, let alone being my friend. Girl, please. I hold my friends to a high standard. Why? Because I hold myself to a high standard. And that's the thing, that women lie to themselves all the time. I don't know why I'm choosing these men or why these type of men come my way. How do you treat yourself? What is the standard? Because one thing about men that I think women truly underestimate, men are the masters of energy reading. They are. You're not going to outread them in energy. You're like, I know you think you are. See, now you got a leg up when it comes down to intuition. They don't have over us. But energy reading, they have that. You know why? Because it's in their DNA. It's in their DNA to be able to read a room. It's in their DNA because they always have to be at alert all the way from head to toe. Even how they perform sexually, they have to be up and be alert. This is a part of their DNA. So you're not going to outread them when it comes down to energy. This is why they know exactly what's wrong when you're talking about nothing is wrong. They can feel that something is wrong. Eventually, they just get tired of asking you because you keep hitting them with the, oh, nothing's wrong, nothing's wrong. Energetically, they know when you're off. Energetically, thank you, my love, for these gifts. They know if you value yourself. Energetically, they know if you're really abstinent. Or if you're telling yourself that in hopes that they won't try you, they gonna try you anyway because they know you really ain't that. Energy does not lie. You may, but the energetics never lie. It's always very clear. Very clear. They also can read the energy of a woman who has been taken care of before. Even though a lot of y'all are doing this whole, oh, we're gonna, I'm gonna do this whole thing with how I'm doing and you're not gonna do this to me and be this way. They know if you really had princess treatment before or if they saw you on TikTok. See, a woman who understands that she's to be taken care of doesn't always have to come out and verbalize and say that. Men tell me very often, you make a man want to take care of you and you don't really even ask him to. But you energetically, you make him want to care for you and treat you softly and do this. Oh, I know. Oh, I'm well aware of that. Okay? I'm well aware of that. So you're not going to be able to trick men the way that you think that you can trick them. If you want them to meet you in that space, then you need to be the catalyst to create your own life. You're going to have a major breakthrough, because a strong relationship with yourself fosters a sense of authenticity, which, I'm sorry, this one lashes bother me, y'all. I put some lashes on clusters, and this one is annoying me a little bit. This puts you in a position to be more authentic. And authenticity is actually what attracts. You want to attract things. Hey, Kendra, my love. You want to attract things on people and experiences by being authentic. Because the things that you attract by being false or under false pretenses, you're not going to be able to keep. You're not going to be able to sustain. This is why people get things and they lose them very quickly. Businesses, relationships, marriages, you know what I'm saying? All these things, because you don't really, you don't really have a strong, relationship with yourself enough to be authentic, to be real, to be confident. Because to be confident is to accept all aspects of who you are. I get mixed reactions from women, right? And I'll be honest, I'll get mixed reactions from women. And when I say that, it's like this: women who come into my space and who want to get to know me, if they're not confident women, they try to find something, to try to find a way to humble me. They try. Yeah, they try. So they will try to do things to try to humble me or try to say something small. They'll, even when it comes down to kind of like being on TikTok, they'll come on here and, oh, your lipstick doing this right here. You can't find anything else. You can't find an error with my energy. You can't find error in the way that I look. You can't find error, so you're going to try to find something because you are insecure. You have the real issue and you want to project that issue on to me. Not having it. But what you're revealing to me is that you have a piss poor relationship with yourself. And that's what I'm going to speak on while you're trying to speak on my eyelashes or my lipstick or whatever the case may be. I'm going to speak on the soul of who you are. Because why does my authenticity and my confidence convict you so much? Because you have none. And women who take ownership for their light and their dark are met with women who are always trying to play up their light or play up how kind they are or play up how they don't do this and all of these type of things, like it's going to make them better. That's what, like, it's going to make them better. They want to try to make themselves feel a certain kind of way. No, you're revealing to us, thank you, my love, for these gifts. You are revealing to us how insecure you actually are, how immature you actually are, and how much confidence you actually lack. And I don't think sometimes when women do that, how much ammo you give a woman like me. I just don't shoot you back with your ammo. Some of y'all talk too much. Y'all will open your mouth and speak on a person where it literally reveals who you are. And you don't want nobody to really speak on who you are, though. That's the funny part. So instead of worrying about why this woman is confident, how this woman is so authentic, and how all these things, how about working on your own relationship with yourself so that you can be confident, so that you can become more creative, so that you can become more innovative in your life instead of being destructive with your words. Instead of trying to tear somebody else down, you need to be asking what she did. Instead of choosing to try to pick her apart, you might want to ask her what she did to become more confident. But a lot of women like to be passive aggressive in that type of manner. And I'm not a passive aggressive woman. I'm very direct. So you're going to have to speak with your chest when you talk to me. And that's for women and men. And but that's because I require that for myself. I say things with the fullness of my chest and without fear. Okay? So the consequence of not having a healthy relationship with yourself, this can stifle your creativity. Hi, love. This can leave you stuck in conventional patterns that you don't really align with. This can put you in a position to not make any money in your business because people don't see you as being real. You don't have to be relatable, but you do have to be authentic, and you do have to be real if you want people to buy into whatever it is that you're selling. Because it's very important. People have to know, like, and trust you. And if you don't know yourself, if you don't like yourself, hell, if you don't trust yourself, why would you expect someone to buy? You not getting any sales, or your business not going any further should not surprise you. It shouldn't. You shouldn't be shocked by any of these things when you don't have a healthy relationship with yourself. There is no standard. There's no standard. So if you don't have a relationship with yourself, if you don't know yourself, if you don't like yourself, if you don't trust yourself, I'm pretty sure you're walking around here with an unregulated nervous system. Because if you don't trust yourself, that means you don't trust your decision making, which means that you put yourself in positions that literally irregulate, or they make your nervous system like become unregulated, because you constantly position yourself to be played with. You constantly give permission to things that are literally parasites to your existence. You literally participate in experiences that cause you pain. I don't understand. But I do understand. It's actually, the root of it is you not having a good relationship with yourself. And nobody wants to buy from a person who's constantly projecting their pain online. You look absolutely insane. Some of y'all need to graduate from your circumstances before you get online trying to project them as a problem. You need to graduate. You need to heal. You need to grow. You need to deal with the relationship with yourself. Because again, I would tell you, self-care is the key fundamental of every single relationship. And you set the tone of how people treat you by the way you treat yourself. So if you treat yourself poorly, expect to be treated poorly. If you talk to yourself crazy internally, expect for you to be in relationship with people who talk extremely crazy to you. If you treat yourself and you ghost yourself to accommodate other people, why are you mad at this man for ghosting you? You have made it law energetically for you to be ghosted because you ghost yourself. Every opportunity you get, you shapeshift into whatever a person needs you to be instead of standing 10 toes down on who you are. Y'all don't stand on business. Y'all don't stand on business for real. Because y'all will set fake boundaries to make you feel good in the moment at these empowerment conferences and all the other shit y'all be liking to do. Y'all will go and do those things and set all these things that you're going to do and not execute any of them. And as soon as somebody come and try to make you feel guilty, well, you should do this for me, I'll do it for you. Well, okay, I'll go ahead and do it. Automatically, boundaries just gone. Y'all don't realize that your tests are derived from the things that come from your mouth. You said you're not talking to that man no more. Guess what? He blowing you up. He trying to spin a block like he ain't never spun it before. That ain't totally not a word, but whatever. He's spinning the block. I'm talking, he consistently spinning the block on you. And it's all because you said that you don't want to deal with him no more. So energetically, that is felt. Because I told you, men are the masters of energy reading. Y'all gonna believe me one day. They know when you are pulling your energy away from them, and they know to come back in for the ones who are predatorial to give you what you need by breadcrumbing you small things, because they know that it's all you want is attention. That's so crazy to me. God, that's so crazy to me. When I hear women say things like, oh, he doesn't have to have any money. He doesn't have any resources. I don't care about that. I just want him to give me time and attention. Do you understand that's the highest forms of currency that you have? You willing to give a man the highest forms of currency that you have, your time, your energy, your attention, which you cannot get back. But you got the nerve to open your mouth to say, he ain't gotta get no money. He don't have to have nothing together. He don't have to have no resources. He don't have to do nothing. I just want my time. Do you see how ridiculous you sound? Giving up your years. For what? Exactly. Without clarity, without a plan, without a standard, just to have somebody? Baby, that's crazy work. That's crazy work. That's insane to me. It's insane to me how you're willing to give a man your time, your energy, your attention. And a lot of y'all, you're loving without even seeing if this man can afford a family. If he even has a foundation laid. If he even has a plan. But no, you just want him near you. I don't need that. Okay. In 2024? Okay. Okay. I'm like JT with that. Okay. If that's what you want for yourself, if that's all you're willing to accept, I'm not going to argue with that. But it speaks to the relationship that you have with yourself. And apparently there's none that you would accept, in that you would bring possibly bring children into a space where they would have to be living in a state of poverty. I'm disgusted. I'm insulted when a man wants to come and see about me and he has not laid a foundation for a family, but he's coming to me talking about he's looking for a wife. What are we talking about right now? The scripture says you will know them by their fruit. Y'all not even examining fruit of these people. You're just digesting whatever they give you. Don't even know if the fruit is rotten or not. But that's because you're not examining yourself. Let's get to number 3. So like I said, the winning recipe, okay, of regulation of relationship is key. So we talked about regulation of the nervous system. We talked about relationship with self. Let's go ahead and get into the ability to transform stress into strategic advantage. A lot of women don't know how to manage their stress, which is why you eat your stress. And because you don't know how to manage your stress and you eat your stress, you tend to eat things that are quick, things that are fast, things that are going to give you a quick dopamine rush. But these things also carry programming that throw your body out of order. So your comfort foods, a lot of them, the things that you go to and you run to, these things are not fueling your body. They're fueling a false ego that you have on the inside of you that's giving you a fake dopamine rush. Thank you, my love, these gifts. And because you don't know how to transform that stress into strategic advantage, you make yourself a slave to food. You make yourself a slave to your emotions. You make yourself a slave to society. All because you don't know how to manage your energy properly. Thank you, my love. You don't know how to manage your energy and emotion. Emotions are energy and motion. And because you don't know how to control your energy and motion, guess what? You don't know how to control your chemical energy, meaning you don't know what to put in your body. So you put whatever to fill you up, and you're not realizing how it's blocking your ability to receive messages from the one that created you. This is why a lot of women suffer from brain fog. The brain can't do its job because you don't eat enough foods to actually support the brain, support the heart, support the kidneys, support the liver, support your spleen. And so the body is completely out of balance because of this. And it all starts because you don't know how to control your emotions. You don't know how to control stress. You control stress by adding more stress onto your body by eating the wrong things. The power of a calm mind, the benefit of that, of being able to recognize a situation as stressful and elevate yourself into more of a strategic advantage, is by mastering techniques on how you can calm your nervous system. Okay? If you can convert stress, okay, into a tool of resilience, and I know they're telling y'all not to be resilient. See, stop letting you folks tell y'all what to do. I don't want to be strong. I'm tired of being strong. I don't want to be resilient. I don't want to take care of me. Listen to me. Resilience and strength are things you need in this life. And you are allowing people to tell you how to be feminine, when the truth is no one can tell you how to be feminine. I don't even teach women as a feminine mastery architect how to be feminine. I teach you that you are feminine by design, and I support you in getting alignment with your authentic design as a woman, because you can't be like me. I can't be like you. You shouldn't want either of those things, because only the real you can manage the life that you want and attract the things that you really want. And you have to be honest about those things. You have to be strategic about those things. Life comes with a level of resilience that you need. People gonna die. Do y'all understand that? Do you understand, like, people close to you are gonna leave here if you're not leaving them first? And some of those relationships are heavy and hard for you to realize that these people are not here anymore. You need to learn how to be resilient, or you're going to be stuck down there in a state of grief. And guess what happens when you stay in a state of grief too long? It begins to impact the way your heart functions. Y'all didn't know that, huh? A joyless life. The fact that joy is a spiritual fruit is so not a coincidence, because a life that lacks joy, a life of consistent grief, impacts the heart. I'm sorry, but aren't women the number one people in the area of heart disease? Aren't we the number one people that are dying from heart disease? You know why? Because we don't protect our heart like it tells in the scripture to. It tells you to guard your heart above everything else because from it flows life. Because you don't believe that, because you haven't adopted that as truth. You don't protect your own heart. You don't understand the dynamics of why you should be protecting your heart. Therefore, you don't know how to manage stress. So stress manages you. The heart doesn't attack you, baby. The heart defends itself from all the attacks that you have allowed to enter into your body over the years, and the body finally fights back. Pick somebody else to play with. Why would the one who created us put a vessel in our heart that would attack us? A vessel in our body that would attack us? It don't make sense. Your heart defends itself from the BS that you allow. The body defends itself from the BS that you allow on the inside of it, chemically and the energetics you allow to come in. These things are not just by coincidence. If you don't know how to take stress and use it as a tool for resilience, adaptability, you're not going to be able to enable your business to thrive in a crazy economy. Yes, the economy has this uncertainty to it. Absolutely, right now. Thank you, my love, for these gifts. But you know what works still? Being consistent, operating according to what you're supposed to be operating to. People are still being paid. Why aren't you being paid? Why don't you have the things that you need? Because you're too busy stressing instead of turning that into a strategic advantage. See, y'all don't know how to use anger. See, anger, I used to be, piss me off, and I make some major things happen. Baby, piss me off, and I'm turn around and make a whole lot of money. Piss me off, and I'm going to go do something. One time, something was said to me and pissed me off. That's why I went and got a master's degree. Y'all don't know how to transmute that energy in motion to actually produce something progressive for you. And because you don't know how to do that, that's why you continue to have these problems and you sit in a state of being stagnant. You don't know what to do. Allowing stress to overwhelm you. Here's the consequence of not transforming stress into strategic advantage. When you allow stress to overwhelm you, it could lead to you making reactive decisions. It could lead to you diminishing your capacity to pivot and adapt to what's happening in society, which results in declining of financial performance and resulting in stagnation. Y'all don't know how to pivot when things are shifting and changing because you're too attached to things of this world. Let's get into it. See, you in spiritual violation. That's your issue. That's why you can't pivot. Oh my God, I've been doing business like this for so long and this and this and that. And I don't know why this is not happening for me or why this is not working. I'm not changing. You want to be so stuck in your ways and stuck with the stress that people are giving you that you won't be constructive enough to make the changes necessary so that you can capitalize on what's happening. That's why you have no cash flow. You have no cash flow. See, I was built for this. I was built for this exact time frame right here. When I started my business a couple of years ago, I was preparing for this moment right here. I have been teaching women for the last 4 years consistently. And this is just women. Let's not even talk about the teenage girls that I coached into women for 10 years before I started doing this work. So I'm really not new to it. I'm extremely true to it. When I started this business, I came in the gate telling women during the pandemic, do not burn yourself out. Because there is a time that is going to come when you need to be emotionally intelligent. You need to be able to be grounded because everything around you is going to become chaotic. Okay? And nobody really wanted to hear me. Nobody really wanted to listen. People were in the gravy years of COVID, collecting their checks, doing this and doing that. Though I was being paid well for the women who were preparing, and those women are now prepared. But a lot of women weren't listening. And so as things began to shift, I began to realize this unregulated nervous system that's happening, this lack of emotional intelligence that's happening, this inability to master self, these things are going to be high-level skill sets necessary from 2025 and beyond. I'm not going to miss a check. I'm not going to miss a check because I've done a lot of work on me. And I understand my value and I understand how to turn stress into strategic advantage and how to literally pivot. See, I've been had the tools on how to calm your nervous system. Society is just now speaking about it after they done wrecked your damn nervous system. Ain't that crazy? Ain't that crazy how they will wreck your stuff and then turn around and tell you what you need to do and still not tell you how to do it? They'll tell you what to do. They won't tell you how to do it. They won't dissect the process for you. You're left to try to figure that out on your own. And because you're so overstimulated and overwhelmed by what's happening in society, you don't feel like you even have time to go and look and see what it is that you need to be doing and what's necessary for you. Now you're so overwhelmed where you can't even do it. You can't get to that place of doing it. They be setting y'all up. They be setting y'all up, something serious. If you allow stress to position you in such a way to where you are procrastinating or you put yourself down, you're gonna have way more problems than you realize. Because of depression, and specifically in that class last night, I talked about the connection between your nervous system and depression. Y'all heard people say, "Oh, nervous breakdown." All of this, I broke down everything last night in that class to those amazing women who were there. Because I'm telling you, the connection between your nervous system and having a breakdown, your nervous system and you being depressed, your nervous system and your anxiety. See, if you learn how to calm your nervous system, the art and the science of being able to do that, you'll have way less anxiety attacks or panic attacks or even episodes where you are depressed for long periods of time. And I'm telling you this as a person who has done this work, as a person who has helped women doing this work. And let me even let you know this. Clients have come back to me and stated, due to doing a lot of the things that I have supported them, it has supported them with their attention span issues when it comes down to their autism, when it comes down to their ADHD. I am supporting women in the space of that. Women who have ADHD are not having the attention issues that they have been having all their lives after coming to work with me and understanding the energetics of their own body. The reason why you are so outside of yourself is literally because you are outside of yourself. And women have to learn, my friend says this all the time, women need to learn how to be back in body. Because y'all spending too much time being out of body, being led by your emotions, seeking external validation and approval from people who don't care about you and who have not created you. Why is their voice so loud in your mind? Because you don't know how to transform stress into strategic things, into strategic advantage. You don't know how to transform stress, so you eat it, or you sleep it away, or you try to sex it away. You try to smoke it away. You try to drink it away. You don't know how to manage your energy and emotions, so you seek an external solution for an internal problem. Baby, guess what? There is no external solution for the soul. You're going to have to go within to come out. And see, a lot of y'all are afraid to come out or to go in. I've never seen a generation so fascinated with watching violence and horrible gore on television and movies, but yet you are afraid to sit with yourself in silence and actually hear what is happening within your body. And allowing yourself to process that is too much more. It's just too much like right. So you find every avenue to help somebody except for yourself. That's why you're trying to build that man up and build his business, even though he leaving and he left. This is why you try to fix everyone's problems, your mama, your daddy, your auntie, your cousins, your friend. You're trying to be everything for everybody. You're focusing your attention and your care on these people when really it's just reflecting how you are easily distracted. It's just reflecting how you choose not to deal with yourself and you choose to surrender to others' problems. You make their emergencies your urgency, hoping that they will see you and give you the identity of a good friend or a good sister or a good daughter. You have found your identity in doing, and you are stressed the hell out, sis. You're stressed out. And who taught you to be a slave like that? Because that's learned behavior. And a lot of these things we learned in our own house. The inability to manage stress is dangerous. It's dangerous. I used to eat my emotions. So I know, because I used to be 90 pounds heavier. So I know. I would eat my emotions because that was the only thing that I can control. And when I began to look at the women in my family and the illnesses that came about as they begin to hit my age bracket, which is like I'm 40. So when I began to pay attention to my lineage on both ends and see what was stressing women out, and it was the choices and decisions that they were making with their lives. Your life is nothing but a combination of your decisions and choices. The universal algorithm is a creation by the Most High. The universe only responds. Y'all give it way more power than it actually has. It's the world's largest responder. You sow a lie, you get a lie. You are a thief, people steal from you. You cheat yourself, you're cheated on. Women lose the plot because they lose the sight of themselves trying to wrap themselves up in roles, wrap themselves up in their titles. A lot of y'all hide behind titles. You hide behind motherhood. See, I'm not finna get on your head for real. Y'all hide behind motherhood and you pour everything and devote your entire life to your children just for them to grow up and for you to try to guilt trip them into saving your life now, or giving their life for you now, because you made decisions to not elevate yourself because you were being a mother. Excuse me. We do this to ourselves all the time. We do it all the time. You make people feel, you overgive in a friendship. Thank you, my love, for these gifts. And the minute that friend won't give you her last $20, the first thing you want to holler is like, well, I gave you my last and I did this and I did that. And then you got the nerve to be mad when they say, I ain't asked you for all that. I didn't require those things of you. So then you're forced. The reason why, you know why you mad when people say that to you? You know why? The truth? It is being, you know why you really mad? Because now you have to really sit and think about why you did those things for real. Were you doing them out of the kindness of your heart, or were you doing them for to be appreciated, to, for someone to do them back to you, or this is what you would want someone to do for you? So now you have to examine your motive and your motivations. See, a lot of women ain't as pure and clean as they feel like they are. You're not, because a lot of y'all hide the truth of what it is that you really want to do. You mask it behind something. Yes, I'll sit back and play the position of, in a situationship when I really want a relationship. So yes, I'll keep sleeping with you. I'll keep doing things like, I'm with you and I'm actually your person in hopes that one day you'll see me. And when they don't see you, and when they see somebody else, you're mad. Because you feel like they owe you something, when in reality, they didn't owe you nothing. They don't owe you anything. They don't owe you nothing. You got to ask yourself, if you're not giving from a cheerful place, what are you giving for? See, let's talk about it. And you can't be cheerful giving your last. So why are you giving your last? Do you want them to look at you like you such a good person? You're such a martyr and sacrificial person. I gave you my last. You should appreciate it. They ain't. And to wait on them and expect them to do so is ridiculous on your part. Because we all know that somebody came here and died and took up the cross for folks, baby. And folks don't even appreciate that. You think they finna appreciate you staying up at night with them? You think you doing something outside of what you're being asked to do is going to be appreciated? Oh, if you don't believe me, check that 9 to 5 you used to be working. Tell me about all that volunteer work that you did. Have they paid you yet? Have they appreciated you yet? Have they given you anything to show that they are so grateful that you have given more of your time, more of your energy, more of your attention in furthering their goal? Of course not. So why are you looking for them to do so? Why? Because you want to be seen as a good person. Because you don't know how to manage your stress, so you start people pleasing. Because I don't want them to get mad at me. I don't want them to think. Okay. Okay. Keep your stress then. Keep your stress. Keep seeing how it's going to work out for you. Okay? Okay? That lapel pin, period. Won't they insult you with a pizza party or a pin or something? Listen, That's why you don't overgive. That's why I tell women all the time, we naturally are givers. We naturally are nurturing. We naturally are these types, right? But here's the thing. You should know your threshold is a giver. And because you don't know your threshold is a giver, that's why people continue to take from you. And then you want to get mad. Baby, 10 years and they gave you a pen. A pen gave them a pen. A certificate, baby, that they printed off. Listen to me, okay? Y'all be wanting more because y'all be giving more. And nobody told you to give like that. That's coming from an insecure place in your subconscious mind that you need to evaluate. That's why when the women come to work with me, all that dies. We ain't doing that. We don't do that over here. We don't settle for sloppy seconds. We create what it is that we want. We don't argue about whether or not this person is going to give me an amount of money. I'm just telling you what the price is. The price is the price. I'm not changing it. I'm not shifting from that. Number 4, aligning your personal values with your business vision. Okay? Creating a magnetic brand is very important in this season. As a woman, especially if you are a woman who takes excellent care of herself, and when I say takes excellent care of herself, I'm talking about a woman that just pours into herself and that pampers herself. You naturally are going to ooze magnetic feminine energy when you are pampering and pouring into yourself consistently. Okay? That right there alone makes you magnetic. If you can align your brand, okay, or your business, your personal values with the vision for your business, what actually happens is that when your business aligns with what it is that you really value, it builds more of a cohesive brand. I am my brand and I am my business. If you see me in the street, I am exactly the same way. I give value to whether I'm talking to a homeless person, whether I'm talking to somebody in business, whether I'm talking to children, especially if I'm talking to children, I am constantly building them up because I understand the dynamics and the development of children because I understand the science of myself. So if you understand the science of your womanhood, you'll understand the science of manhood, you'll understand the science behind the development of children, and you would know the importance of pouring into children. So I pour value wherever I am. Okay, so that is just who I am. So you literally are a walking brand. What happens is when you operate like that, you become even more magnetic. And the more magnetic you actually become, hold on, let me fix this right quick. The more magnetic you actually become, the more attractive you become to clients. So a lot of like-minded women come my way. Okay, a lot of women who think like I do come my way. Women who don't think the way I do, who think lower of themselves, we don't really align because I don't have time to try to convince you of your value. Okay? And I think a lot of times people are spending time trying to convince you, oh, you should be doing this, oh, it should be like this. You need to be yourself. That's how you catch bags because people become attracted to your authenticity. I built a 6-figure business from the ground up by being 100% authentic, by being myself. I don't pretend to be anyone else. I don't pretend to, this is what you're going to have with me and do with me. I tell you exactly what I can give you, what I can offer you, where my gifts are, and either we align or we simply don't. When you are authentic and your personal values align with your business vision, you don't have to do a lot of explaining of who you are because who you are energetically just speaks. Your fruit literally will tell you what's going on in your life. When there's a disconnect, right? This is how scammers get really messed up. Misalignment between personal values and business goals can create brand confusion. It can lead to a lack of client engagement because they don't trust you. And you can have decreased revenue in your business because it's continuing to fail because it doesn't resonate with your audience. You all over the place. You're not keeping it real. That's why I only take certain brand deals. I only take brand deals that are authentic to me. I have a brand deal currently with a makeup company called Onyx Beauty. Y'all, the makeup that comes from Onyx Beauty is chef's kiss. And I can tell you this as a woman who was a makeup artist for years that worked at MAC and who was a booming bridal artist. The makeup is chef's kiss, okay? So I wear makeup. And it's a faith-based brand. I am a faith-based woman. So that aligns with me. I get brand deals all the time of different things that don't necessarily align with me. I'm not chasing money. See, that's another thing. When you understand that there is no such thing as lack, and because you've accepted your birthright of, that the Messiah has come to give you life and life abundantly, there's money everywhere. There's opportunity everywhere. I'm not lacking in any of those areas or any of those things. So I don't need to act like I'm lacking by taking things on that don't align with me personally, because those things are going to literally come back and bite you in the tail. It's called Onyx Beauty. The link is in my bio. I have the link that says, if you're a makeup lover like me, click this link. Y'all, that's all I can say is y'all. Like, the glow on my skin is them. It is, I mean, outside of the glow coming from within, the outside glow is Onyx Beauty. So I absolutely love that brand. So click the link to be able to purchase and all of their products. I wish I had something close to me. Where's my purse? Okay, I think, let me see if I have a little bit of something in here. I don't think I do. I'm about to be sad. Yeah, I don't think I do. The packaging is even so cute. It's just very royal packaging too. Okay, so it's beautiful. So go and check it out. You can check. I believe so. If I'm not mistaken, because I actually just spent some time with her this weekend. So I believe it is. I use more. So I'm not so much of a foundation girl anymore. I wear concealer all over my face. Girl, I done learned all the tricks since working at MAC. So I wear more so concealer. I don't wear foundation like that anymore. And then I use like lipsticks and different things to make my blushes, because I already kind of know how to move. But I saw her putting some on this weekend, and it was absolutely beautiful. And she has like some stuff that's coming, like where it's like roll-on foundation. I was like, girl. But I love that brand. So anyway, but I choose brands that actually like align with me. Another brand deal I got was Good Molecules. I went to esthetician school. I actually use Good Molecules. So I got a brand deal with Good Molecules, which I'll start posting more things on that. But that actually aligns with me. So I only pick things that align with me. I get a lot of offers. I get offers for, oh, you want to try this bra and do this and do that. I personally, it doesn't align with me to get on camera and to be online with just a bra. That doesn't go with my brand. Personally, I value, though I can be seductive, though I enjoy being sexy, I'm not here to sell sex. And so if I'm coming on with strictly a bra, I can only imagine from perception what that is going to look like. I don't want my brand to be aligned with that, so I don't accept things like that, okay? So, because that's going to throw my audience for a loop. All right. So when you align your personal values with your business vision, you're never going to be lacking in money, because you're only choosing the things that actually align with you. And it's easier for you to reject things even if they're coming with money. Oh, we'll pay you $10,000 if you promote these type of gummies and or you promote this tea, when you're not using it. You have to make sure that you're doing things that are in alignment and that are authentic. Like, don't be out here selling Slim and tea and doggone well you're not using it. Doggone well that's not really how you got your weight off. Don't try to be deceptive in getting your money, because I'm telling you, the time that we live in right now, it's easier and easier for people to get caught up, these scammers to get caught up. And don't be out here trying to make a quick buck, trying to break somebody by lying, because the universe is an algorithm. It's going to respond to you lying, cheating, and stealing. And what's going to end up happening to you is that, yes, you may grow, you may get big, but eventually it's going to be revealed that you are a liar, you are a thief, and you are a cheater. And you're going to lose what it is that you have, because it literally tells you in scripture, you cannot sustain or keep something when the motivation behind it and you doing it is evil. You're not going to be able to sustain that. And I don't care what it is. And this is for those who think that y'all just going to up and marry men for their money solely and that's going to be it. See, this is how y'all get caught up. You thought you was going to marry this man and get his bag. Oh, he's sick. What bag? He wasn't a great investor in his business, or he wasn't a great investor in his money. He's sick. Now what bag? You didn't marry him now? What's the tea? Oh, you married him? Come to find out he's a scammer. He's a thief. What bag? Oh my God, I can't believe you lied to me. You lied to yourself. You lied to yourself by going into the scenario thinking that you were marrying someone for money. And that's all because you didn't realize that you actually are money. You actually are the value that creates money. And when you understand that you are the value that creates money, then you don't have to position yourself for whoredom. You don't have to position yourself to, let me just go be with this person because they have a bag. That's not your bag, baby. It's not your bag. A job and a man is not a plan to get to sustain your bag. Sorry, not sorry. What you have to realize is that you have creative and witty inventions in your very being. That's what Proverbs 8 and 12 says. So when you don't recognize your own gifts, they can't make room for you. Therefore, there is no revenue to enter into that room. All because you didn't identify your gifts. You settled for a society telling you that the only way for you to be able to make this type of money is to lay on your back with this person, to do this, to do X, Y, Z. They don't tell you how these things are going to impact you spiritually, mentally, and emotionally, possibly even physically. They're just telling you to chase the financial goal. And I'm just trying to tell you that there's an order to these things. Everything happens spiritually first, mentally second, emotionally third, physically fourth, financially fifth. So they're telling you to skip 4 levels and go to finances, right? Go straight to finances when social is 6. So the relationship with yourself is those first 4 levels. The relationship you have with money is that 5th level, and the relationship you have with people outside of yourself, your friendships or romance, that's the 6th level. Society is telling you to jump to level 5. You're not ready, which is why you can't sustain levels at level 6 and 5, because you don't have what you need spiritually, mentally, emotionally, to even sustain, physically, to even sustain what it is that you claim that you want so bad. So be very careful to make sure that the things that you're doing are in alignment, because we are in a season where people are being exposed on a massive level. And people will know you by your fruit. So be very careful of the seeds and the different things that you plant and you water, because these things are coming back with a vengeance. And they're coming back quicker than ever, especially when you understand spiritually that you are in the wrong. Okay? Number 5, emotional resilience as a revenue driver. Okay? Don't allow yourself to succumb to what you see happening in society. Learn how to become resilient so that this can be a driver of your revenue, okay? This is how you're going to sustain growth through as things are regulating around you, okay? Emotional resilience is cultivated through a regulated nervous system. This equips you to handle business pressures when life is happening and economic fluctuations with grace, ensuring consistent revenue streams and sustainable growth. Even for the people who are saying, oh my God, I'm so exhausted, I can't do this in my business. I was talking to one person, why don't you have several elements of passive income set up for your business where you don't have to work all the time? See, some of y'all are starting 7 businesses when in reality it should be one business, 5 to 7 streams of income from that one business, so that you can actually rest and your business does not need you all the time. But yes, initially you got to get active in your creativity so that you actually can have passive income come your way. But because you don't do that, and you're all over the place being concerned with what's happening in society, oh my God, this is happening, you can't create a product, you can't create an ebook, you can't create a course, therefore you cannot collect cash flow when you don't feel like being live or working or doing this and doing that. You don't have access to do that because you won't even clear yourself out enough to hear what it is that you need. The winning recipe of how you're going to thrive in this economic crisis literally is all about you being able to be emotionally regulated, you having a powerful relationship with yourself, which elevates your concept of how you see yourself. So you're not going to allow yourself to participate in certain things. You're not going to give yourself permission to be a part of certain things. You're not going to, you're going to pay attention to the things that you need to pay attention to. And it's all going to support you in getting the revenue that you want. Society depends on you being sick and stagnant. That's what keeps you not in a space of being successful. But if you understand the importance of regulating your nervous system, the importance of having a healthy, leveled up concept of yourself and belief of yourself, and you're very clear on your moves, then guess what? You can attract what it is that you really want, revenue-wise. You can collect the cash flow that you really want to collect. Because one, You are practicing the method of regulate to reinvigorate, which is you harnessing the calmness for financial clarity so you can make sure you're making the right decisions. The relationship you have with yourself, which is the catalyst, and you being able to have creative breakthroughs in business. You knowing how to take a stressful situation like the stock market crashing in some aspects, you can take that form of stress and strategically position yourself to become advantaged in this world by pivoting properly. So a lot of y'all don't know how to pivot properly because you're so attached to your business. You're so attached to things of this world when that literally is a spiritual violation. It tells you to not be conformed of the things of this world, be transformed by the daily renewing of your mind. So when you are constantly attached to something, whether it's a man, whether it's money, whether it's an idea of something, it's because you are not daily renewing your mind of the truth that you lack nothing. So you have no issues with releasing anything because you lack nothing. And this is very important when it comes down to love, money, and all these things. If more women realize that love is in them, is not on them, you would stop searching so much for someone to come in and love you. The reason why you are seeking so desperately money or so desperately men or these things, it's because you don't recognize the love and abundance that you have within yourself, the abundance opportunities that you have within yourself to be able to create income. So you go outside of yourself seeking. When you are very clear on these things within yourself, you know that you're never lacking these things. That's why these things always meet you externally and you're supported in these areas. You can't be supported in an area that you do not support yourself in. And you are playing yourself if you believe that you can, because you simply cannot. Okay? So again, regulate to reinvigorate your relationship with yourself, being able to transform stress into strategic advantage, aligning your personal values with your business vision in order to become extremely magnetic, and also understanding the importance of emotional resilience as your revenue driver is how you're going to thrive in a chaotic economic crisis or society. If you don't have emotional resilience, let me say this, you may experience a lot of, how can I say this? A lot of shakiness in your business. You may experience, inconsistent revenue that literally is going to hinder your ability to have long-term success, because your business needs money. Point blank, period, the end. Your business needs money. Money is the blood of your business. And blood flows. So if there is no flow, that's because there is a block. And if there is a major block where there is no flow, I would definitely check through this list, because it's a high chance that you need to regulate your nervous system. If you are a woman who struggles to regulate her nervous system, I have something for you. Now, I had this masterclass last night, and the masterclass is called Commanding Your Cash Flow, Calming the Nervous System in Order to Unleash Wealth. And in this masterclass, I supported my clients by helping them understand their nervous system. Because the first thing is, if you're going to regulate something, you need to know what's all in it. And you need to understand that your nervous system has two key elements to it: the CNS, and then the parasympathetic nervous system. And you need to understand what both of those do so you know exactly what needs to be calming and how to calm it. Okay? What I taught them last night is the formula, the science on how to calm it. I taught them the art, which is the actual practices that put them in position to calm it. And then I also talked about how the nervous system impacts their ability to create wealth for themselves. I gave them techniques, and I gave them my grounding, not grinding for cash flow formula, which literally allows them to lift the curse that they put themselves under spiritually. Okay? So that they actually can calm and get grounded enough to be able to create. Now, let's talk about this from an elemental standpoint, right? In order for you to create flow, let's get into it for a second. You have to be grounded, meaning you have to be earth. Okay? So you are made up of all of the elements. So to be grounded means to be in the earth. Okay? So in order for you to be able to create this flow, you need to be able to first be earth. Second, you need to be able to be air, meaning you need to be able to communicate what it is that you actually want to see happen for yourself, whether that is via content, whether that is via emails, whether that is however way that you use your air to communicate the value of whatever it is that you are selling, that is what is going to put you in position to actually take the action, which is fire. So you have to get grounded, speak what you want to do, okay? Take action, which is the element of fire, so that you can create flow, which is the water, which is the finances. When you think about currency, you think about water because it is a flow. If you're not experiencing the flow, one of the other elements is off. You're not grounded. There is no communication. There is no air, or there is no action. That is why you have no flow. Okay? But if you can't, grounding is required first. You notice that. You got to put a seed in the ground in order to get a fruit, right? To be able to get a flower. So a lot of us are not being planted and we're not rooted, which is why you can't communicate what it is that you want to do, which is why you can't take action in the area that you need to take action, which is why you see no what? Financial flow. All of this starts from being grounded. If you are a woman who needs to command your cash flow because you are not grounded in earth, you are not grounded in by regulating your nervous system, then this class is for you. But let me tell you something about this class. This class currently is $248. After I had the class with my clients last night, I asked them, and I put it in my stories, I asked them, with everything that I've given you, this information can change your entire life for the next 20 to 40 to 60 years, depending on where you are in the age bracket. How much would you price this price point? I didn't get a price point less than $500. I didn't get a price point less than $500 on that class. So what I have decided to do is that class is going to be $500, and I'm going to add another element to it. But right now, you can get this class for half of that price. I can tell you, okay? I can tell you by Friday, this class is going to be back at $500. It's going to be at this $500 price point. You can get it with Klarna, Affirm, and Afterpay currently. You can get it with Klarna, Affirm, and Afterpay once it goes up to $500. But what I'm telling you is that if I were you, I would go ahead and hop on this $248.50, where you can click the link in the bio to be able to get it, versus you paying this $500 for it, because the class itself, to be honest with you, is about $10,000 worth of information that's going to save you from being in therapy for the next 5 years. Because guess what? Where we at in society, you may not be able to get your therapist on the phone in the midst of certain crises. So what are you going to do? Do you have enough tools in your arsenal to be able to transform your stress into a strategic advantage? Do you have what you need to be emotionally resilient in an economic crisis so that you still can create and thrive for your family and for yourself, most importantly? And if you can't do that and you don't have it, then you might want to go ahead and get that Command Your Cash Flow class while it's $248.50, because it's going up to $500. It's that powerful, and it's about $10,000 worth of information. And I'm not just giving you the information, I'm giving you the science and the data to back it up, because everything that you get from me is going to come from scripture, science, and psychology. So in that particular class, I'm breaking down scientifically. I'm showing them the studies. I'm showing them literally, this is what happens when you continue to grind. We are leading in cardiovascular disease. This is how you lift yourself from that curse of doing this to yourself so that you can actually ground yourself and welcome cash flow, because money is a flowing experience. And if, like I said, if you are not experiencing flow, it is because there is a block, and it's your responsibility to remove the block. Okay? What questions do you guys have for me? Drop them in the comments before I get ready to go. So drop them in the comments and let me know what your questions are before I get off here. Oh, congratulations. Somebody just purchased a ticket. Not a ticket, Lord. Somebody just got the class. Oh, and the classes are going out tonight because I have to send out the replay to the women who were in attendance last night, and those are going out today. So you will get your class and everything today, and you will be able to start the process. Like I said, the women in that class last night were absolutely amazing. And yeah, they're gonna be ahead of the game. So, and like I tell y'all all the time, I promise I don't care about no applause. I don't care about no clapping. I don't care about none of that stuff. I care about you doing your work. So I promise you, Like I don't need that. That doesn't do anything for my ego. I don't need. I'm not the ego girl. I don't need that. What I need you to do is give me some results, because otherwise I just think you are a man corner section, and I don't care for that. I don't need that. That's not what I'm here for. I'm here to support the women who are really ready to do their work. And if that's not you, I'm not your girl. It's gonna be it'll probably be online tonight. It'll probably be online tonight. Thank you, my love. All right, y'all. I'm not seeing any questions. I am going to get off here. Y'all know what to do. Click the link in the bio to be able to get access. If you are a business owner and you don't really know, you want to work with me, but you don't really know where to start, then click the link in the bio and take the Cycle Mood Insight Quiz, so that you can know exactly where you are hormonally, financially, and emotionally. And it will also make recommendations on the courses and different things that would be best for you when it comes down to working with me. So make sure that you do that if you are unsure. And like I said, that quiz is for business owners. That's for women who are actively working in their business. If you are a woman who is not actively working in her business and then wants to start a business, then you would have to start with the Feminine Flourishing Mastery Suite. And that way you will get all of those courses to support you in starting your business, so you don't have to hustle, and you get 2 one-on-one sessions with me where we flesh out exactly what it is that you are selling. That program is $697. It is the same program that supported my client in reducing her bloating and different things like that she was dealing with when it came down to herself and her business. It really made her have a lot of clarity about how she wanted to operate in business, and now she's operating in feminine flow. And so I'm really excited to see how her business is doing, because she has been growing exponentially when it comes down to her following and different things like that. And so she just finished her offers, and she has like a master class and different things. So I'm really excited to see what the results are going to be. But a lot of women have used the Feminine Flourishing Mastery Suite to support them in building businesses that support their womanhood, that secure their femininity, which is very important. Okay, so if that's the starting point for you, then start there. Any other way to be able to get me would be through a master class. And a lot of people don't like it, but to be able to access me is definitely behind a paywall. What's the name of the first class? Command Your Cash Flow, Calming the Nervous System to Unleash Wealth is the class that I just did last night, and that's the class that is the link in the bio for $248, where you can get it with Klarna, Affirm, and Afterpay. Like I said, it's only going to be half off because it until Friday. So if you want it before it hits the 500 mark, go ahead and get it and let it support you and get you right. Because you're going to need a calm nervous system to be able to thrive in this society, because they are doing everything to throw you out of whack. So do your work, baby. Okay? Because it ain't like I ain't giving you the tools. So do your work, do your work, do your work. All right, my loves. Happy Monday. I hope that y'all have an amazing evening. I will possibly see you guys tomorrow or Wednesday, one or the other. I'm not sure. But take this information and use this recipe so you can win. Please. And if you need some help with the ingredients of the recipe that I've given you, then click the link in the bio so that I can support you, because the root of all of the things that I spoke about today is the ability to calm your nervous system. And if you don't understand the dynamics of both elements of your nervous system, if you don't understand the impact of your nervous system on your ability to be depressed or to have anxiety and all these things, then you are setting yourself up to be a slave in your own body. And I don't want that for you. For the women who want out, click the link in the bio and I will support you. All right, y'all, I'm gone. Have a great evening. Peace out.